Ever since receiving my Blazar Remus 45 and 85mm, I've filmed everything on them from commercial projects and personal videos to even wedding videos. And in this video I would like to dig a little bit deeper into testing them for such use cases. I'd never shot Anamorphics before getting these, but when Greatjoy announced a new set of lenses under the name of Blazar, I got really intrigued. Like, what's not to love? They're small, cheap and rather fast lenses with a lot of character and not an exaggerated amount of flares. It's a good deal. And I got the blue flares, by the way. Being new to Anamorphics, I did not want to spend the money on the full set, so I opted for the 45mm, which is filming me right now, and the 85mm, as I wanted something wide and close. And I got both the EF and PL mounts for both lenses, as I had Canon and Blackmagic cameras. My reasoning for getting these specific two lenses was that 50mm is one of my favorite focal lengths, and it wasn't released yet in the B set, where 45mm felt close enough to it. And for my telephoto lens, I had seen enough of the 100mm that I knew that it was too soft for my liking. In total, with all the mounts and everything, I think I paid around $2,000 for the two lenses. So I think it's a good deal. Out of the two, I really thought that I would be using the 85mm the most, as I loved the compression of a telephoto, but to be honest, I found the most use of the 45mm, which is filming me right now. It gets the depth of field as a 45mm, while still getting the horizontal view of like a 30-ish, so it's great both for wide establishing shots and closed up footage of the dance floor. I've been mostly using the lenses on its fastest apertures, being T2 for the 45 and 2.8 on the 85, but this past month I think I'm starting to realize that I prefer them a little bit more closed down. And with this 45mm having such a wide field of view, I can even vlog on it, sort of. So I understand that this isn't really optimal to have a manual cinema camera and a 45mm lens. Sort of works in a pinch just because of the field of view that you get on the side. But yeah, I'll put this camera down for now because I realized that it's probably wobbling a lot. But yeah, another great lens is this Helios 44. This specific one is a modded one from Ukraine, which has a fishing line inside of it and an anamorphic type of modification. It also has the EF mount, so I'll have to change out my PL adapter to an EF one. And this is the Blazar Remus 48mm at T2. I don't see if I'm in focus or not. Then we will try with black mist. This is the closest focusing distance. See if I like this. This is without mist filter. This is without mist filter. This is with mist filter. As mentioned, I've used these lenses for a bunch of use cases already, but one that I couldn't find many videos on was for wedding videography. That's the biggest part of my business, and I really wanted to find a way to get more character into my videos. For this one wedding I did, I was alternating between the 45 and the 85mm on my Blackmagic 6K full frame using RS4 Pro gimbal, fully manually focusing. I hadn't done any shimming to the lenses and found it to be quite hard to land focus at times, but I think it ended up fine given that it is such a unique character. I've since invested in the DJI focusing system, so I'm really looking forward for my next wedding with these. The 6K full frame also only offers the anamorphic D-squeeze at 1.6 stretch while in open gate, so what you see on the back of the display isn't really what you're capturing, but it still works out enough to be able to land the frame of the shot and for the most part keep focus. I loved the images that I was getting from the getting ready and the photo shoot parts of the day, as it's truly just a unique look and it was so bright and colorful outside, but I'll let some of the clips run by itself so you can judge for yourself. But for like the church and the more indoor challenging environments, it was kind of hard to both keep focus and also it sort of mushed together a little bit more. The wedding reception was held in a dark barn where I had 3 60-watt video lights shooting up into the ceiling, but it was still necessary to keep the ISO at 3200 on the Blackmagic camera. As it was on a gimbal, I didn't use an external display and I used this quite big Blackmagic display on the back, which only had 1.6 stretch. But even the out of focus shots were quite usable in the final film because, you know, again, it's such a unique look. I will also try to turn up the lights a little bit more going forward so that I can keep the lenses on a higher aperture than T2, but for that I probably need more powerful lights and maybe even keep the ISO a little bit higher than 3200. I'll keep using them for weddings and commercials, but I might switch them out for spherical lenses where it's required of me to deliver by 1:1 or 9:16 formats, as it's already so stretched up and you dig off a little bit on the top and bottom, so it makes it kind of harder to deliver in those formats. One part of both the wedding and commercial look where I will be using these type of lenses, however, is the talking head interviews, just like this one. I really do like this with the controlled lighting, much better than the spherical look. Thanks for watching, and consider subscribing, as I'll try to be posting more here on YouTube.